Hi everyone, my name is Tomer Bar-Zeev. I'm the CEO of ironSource, and we'll spend the next few minutes telling you a bit about our personal story in China, how it started, our insights, what we learned, and hopefully it can be useful. Just one slide for those of you who don't know us yet. ironSource is the leading platform for software and application discovery, distribution, and monetization. We basically provide an end-to-end platform for software and application developers, helping them concentrate in developing great products, and we help them with all the rest, transforming from a product into a scalable business using our platform. And maybe just to set expectations, so like before I start into the slides, we are a young company. We've been around for a bit less than 5 years, about 1.5 years operating in China, which makes me a great expert on China already. But you know, it's basically next few slides is just our personal experience. We don't see ourselves as experts in China or someone who really wants to give advice on how to do it, just sharing our experience. So China. So the way we look at China, and by default, the way we think people should look at it is very humble, because China is the one place where foreigners go and lose money. If you don't know how to do it right, if you don't have a plan, if you haven't studied the different case studies of other people failing, and you have a very clear roadmap, very clear plan, you're very likely to simply lose money. It's a very challenging ecosystem there. It compares to nothing else I've seen, and it's very special. When we were building our China strategy, I met with several companies, not just Israeli companies. I'm talking about American, US companies, met with the CEOs, asked them about the China operations, and basically saw that most of them were not achieving their goals. Some of them really failed. Some of them failed miserably and shut down the China operations. So it really made us think about, okay, what is that we're going to do differently, and try to analyze what were the main factors for success or failure there. And I think The Economist did a great job back in August of this year. This is the cover of The Economist in that month, talking about both the challenge and opportunity in China. And we basically differentiate between two different kind of companies. The first one are the ones that are going China in, what we call China in. These are companies that they see China as their target market. They're going after the Chinese user. They want to gain market share inside China, and we call that China in. I've yet to see one internet company, international internet company, being successful doing that. I know many companies who tried and failed, and Helen was talking about all the different consumer products, Facebook, Google, YouTube, WhatsApp, and so on, that are great outside of China, but they have zero presence in China. On the other hand, you have the Chinese companies like WeChat and Baidu and so on that are doing amazing. They are clear market leaders in China, but now they're also looking to grow internationally, going outside of China, and I think they have a great chance. By the way, after my second visit in China, I downloaded and installed WeChat, which is an amazing product. I think it's actually better than, I personally think it's better than WhatsApp. So the other set of companies are the companies that actually we call China out. Their strategy is China out. They want to partner with the big giants, with the Chinese internet giants, helping them taking their product and solution outside of China. And I think it's very, very well symbolized by the cover in The Economist, where you see the Chinese dragon holding the globe, showing what really these companies want to achieve. They want global dominance. They don't see themselves just operating inside China. They want to be #1 worldwide. And I think if you get this right, it's a huge opportunity for Israeli and technology companies that can partner with those companies in that vector where they want to go outside of China, being clear market leaders also outside of China, and can use companies like us and others to do that. We don't believe ironSource our strategy is not China in. We don't do anything in China, and we don't plan to do anything inside China anytime soon, but we do work with all or most of the big internet giants, helping them grow outside of China. So China, if you're considering my advice, if your strategy is China in, I think you should rethink that. If China out, it's a great timing for that, and there is a great need for technologies around that. Okay, so when do you know if you're ready, or what it means to be ready to operate in China? So in our opinion, readiness is a combination of commitment, how committed you are, and a valid business model. And I want to explain that. Committed means don't go to China if you're testing it. People will see that miles away. They will not take you seriously. It's very easy to know who are the players that are taking that seriously and the ones that have a chance to actually make it. Don't go for a test. Don't go to shop around. Be serious. If you're not committed, don't even start, because you will lose face. Something that is very important in China. You don't have a second chance to make the first impression. Do it right, be committed, and you actually have a chance. And a valid business model means, actually use this slide. A valid business model means that business models that you have outside of China will not necessarily work inside China or partnering with Chinese companies. Make sure you have a business model that is being validated and can work in China. And the way to do that is don't tell yourself stories. Make sure you have either revenues, real revenues, or a real partner or real partners. Without real revenues, without having a real partner, you don't really know if you have a winning business model in China. Don't speculate. Be very proactive. Try to generate revenues. Have the right partners. Otherwise, in my opinion, you don't have a valid business model. A word of advice: be aware and be careful to work like the middleman phenomenon. Okay, China is full of those. Mainly Israelis, by the way. Yeah. So seriously, being committed is also, you will, as a young startup or a young company trying to penetrate China, you will meet a lot of these guys. All very nice, all great, but make sure you are not falling in love with the middleman that can't actually deliver. Have an operation on the ground, have people, have someone who is an extension of your DNA that you trust, that can open and manage your Chinese operation. Don't rely too much on the middleman. In our case, our specific case, in the case of ironSource, we had, I think, three bullets that I want to mention that I think were important for our at least the initial success in China. No IP issues. So very often I'm being asked, okay, but you go into China and people will copy you. Is this something that happened in China? Yes, no, how much? So the assumption should be, if you can be copied, you will be copied. And it's okay. Don't make a big deal out of it. If your business is very much IP related and you're worried about it, don't go there. It's part of the game there. It happens. It can happen to everyone. It can happen to you. If you're not willing to take the risk, China is not the best market for you. Make sure you have the right partners to work with. That will, if you're working with the big guys, you have smaller chances of being copied by the small ones, and that's a very important point. In the case of ironSource, we opened our Chinese operation when we're actually doing almost $1 million of monthly revenues in China. Again, getting to the point of a business model. Know that you have revenues and you can scale. Learn before you actually commit, because when you actually commit to it, there is no way to do it. You need to do it strongly. You need to be decisive. And that was very important for us. And C, have real partners, both on the business side, partner with the big guys, learn from them, and have a meaningful partnership. In our case, we also had two very important investors in the company, Chinese investors, that really help us. We have alignment of interest with them. They guide us, they help us, and it's very important. Also, to gain some credibility from the different Chinese companies that hopefully you will want to work with. Seriousness and commitment is not in your eyes. You need to make sure that people you meet in China, they think you're committed. And in China, it's very straightforward. They look if you have a Chinese office, if you have a local presence, or you're one of these companies working with a middleman. You're here one day, you're not the next day. Make sure they think you're committed. They appreciate it, and it's a best practice to create a meaningful relationship with them. Very important to have local employees. So in our case, our GM, the guy running ironSource China, is an Israeli guy, living there for many years, and he's extremely talented. But his main first challenge was to build a team. And the team has to be built with local people. They have to be very good. They have to be trained. They have to be people with the right connection, people that also can fit your DNA, which, again, this is something very important and very difficult. Spend time, meet the people, go there, and build an extension of your DNA there. And do business in China. Meet with the people there. Bring them to your office. Be personal present there. Feel committed. Show you are there, and you have a better chance to be more successful there. This is our story in China. I'll be happy if you have any questions. Excuse me? Okay, so China is our third largest market right now, growing the fastest. We do in China a bit over $4 million a month. A few months ago, no, a year and a half ago. Yeah. Yeah. And it's the third largest market for us, growing very rapidly. Thank you.